welcome everybody. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't.
I like that song.
I am really excited. I really am. You just do not know. I saw this lady on a video, actually, Juneteenth here in Williamsburg, Virginia. And the young lady she invited the whole community to come. And I said, okay, I'm going to go over there and check it out. And then I saw these people walking down the street. I'm like, wait a minute, what are they doing? That looks like fun.
Dancing.
Right? I'm like, why am I not there? So I reached out to the young lady, Jackie Bridgeforth Williams, I think is her married name, right? Bridgeforth is her maiden name. Anyway, so I reached out to Jackie. I'm like, Jackie, why didn't you tell me they were going to be modeling? That's what I thought, right? She said, well, it's not really modeling, it's something else. And I'm like, well, I want to be there, okay? So she said, well, let me give you the information, give you Lolita's information. You will love her. And so I said, okay. So then we started conversation and one thing led to another. But I am so delighted that Miss Lolita Frazier is here with us tonight. I'm going to let her tell you about herself, her story. I'm going to let her share with you what her organization is all about. But I just want you to know that I thank you for being here. I do believe that you will not be sorry that you use your time tonight to be a part of this. So Lolita, I'm going to let you have the floor. Hi, Pam.
Thank you. Hello, ladies. How's everyone doing tonight?
Very good, very good.
Hello. Hi, Marsha.
Hey, girl.
How are you? And so, yes, like she said, this is really our introduction also, is like, seeing each other's faces and really talking for the very first time. And so my name is Lolita Frazier, and I'm a runway trainer and confidence coach who's also known as the Runway Boss. And I use runway walk as a form of empowerment to help people strut through life's challenges. And so this is how, this is what she was talking about, which on the streets. And so we do a lot of theatrical runway, like sharing stories through body language, and just body language, confidence, and self-esteem. I'm really strutting through like what we're going through, like showing people what the example of that looks like. And so, that's me in a gist. And so do you want me to go on and just talk about who I am?
Yeah, well, I want to ask you some questions. People might have questions, but I want to say this to you. When I heard your story, I thought about one of my good friends who's on here tonight, and I thought you two need to know each other. So part of why I wanted to do this is because I wanted you two to meet as well. And that is Dr. Pamela Ratliff. You'll see her over there. We look like Hollywood squares, but right? So Dr. Pamela and you have some things in common. And I was like, these two need to meet. So I'm just really excited that you're here, and who knows what will come from this. And when I met, for example, all the ladies on here, I know them in some way. I recently met Miss Raina, and I love her personality, her enthusiasm and all that. And so I thought, okay, she's going to be really good to be around as well. I like to kind of position myself around people that are positive, that are fun loving, that are exciting, So I'm really excited about that. So I wanted to make sure, though, that you and Dr. Ratliff had an opportunity to meet, and you'll understand why shortly. Both of you will understand.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
So tell us, Lolita, I'm going to ask some questions. Then you guys, if you have questions, please feel free to ask, because what we're doing is kind of introducing Lolita to Grandma's 2.0 in a way that may be a little bit different than maybe we've done things in the past. I've done some interviews and things like that, but I want this to also be kind of interactive. And so she's going to show us a few things, how to strut and those kinds of things. I can't wait for that part. But, I was a model, did some fashion shows and some pageants and stuff like that in my younger days, and absolutely love this sort of thing. So this is right down my alley. Okay. But she has a different way of doing it, which is so phenomenal. So again, I'm going to give you the floor, Lolita. So tell us how you came about with this. I refer to it as strut talk. I've heard you call it runway therapy. You tell us how you want us to characterize it, and we'll do that.
So it's actually called Strut Talk Runway Therapy. So it's perfect, right? And so backstory, I was a model. I modeled for many years. I developed a love for runway. And it wasn't because I felt very powerful on the runway. It was like, okay, it wasn't what I looked like, but more so what I felt like. And so from there, I started training. I would see other girls that, needed some help. I had something that was kind of natural about me. I would start training, but I've always been like the person that is like an uplifter, and that goes back to like being a survivor of a lot of childhood trauma. Like I've always wanted to like something different. So to be the opposite of what I knew. And so I started training and people started like saying, hey, like, man, I feel so confident. Like, and so they're like, no, you're more than a runway trainer. Like you're a confidence coach. Mm-hmm. And so I took that title on like years ago. I mean, they almost had to force it on me because I'm like, nah, you're already confident. They're like, no, you bring something out in people. And so from there, I started working with breast cancer survivors. And so I was already training models for fashion, but we did a benefit show and they were breast cancer survivors. And I just developed a love for helping people strut through what they were feeling, right? And so it's working out. Things are great. And then I started understanding how your feelings and emotions, are connected to your body language and the story you're telling. And I started traveling all over the country, like sharing this message of empowerment and inspiration and using my childhood trauma story. That was like the motivation. Like I overcame that. And then in 2016, somebody killed my son. And so when my son was killed, I found myself in a situation where now I need somebody to help me strut through my own pain. Like I didn't know how to move. I was just like, I was numb, like, honestly. And so in one of my classes, I just told the models, like, I started thinking about what they were walking in. I knew what I was pretending, what I was trying to hide, but it was so overwhelming that I couldn't do it anymore. And so I started thinking about the person who killed my son. And I started really thinking about just like how all this works, like, because I started feeling like I wanted to kill somebody. And so it's like, man, if you get trapped in this, being hurt, like, and you got a gun, like you probably will kill somebody. And I started just wanting to know what everybody was walking in. And I started, talking to people and asking them. And so that's where the runway therapy came up, because we kind of took a seat and for a moment just became people and started really like just being honest, like, listen, I'm walking in this, like, this has been weighing me down, and, ever since then, I've been just strutting through it. It's like, just really helping people to understand the power of posture and how, I have hard moments. Like I told you yesterday was my son's death anniversary. But, when your shoulders are back and you in proper position, you able to strut through those things. And many of us are like walking in pain every day. It doesn't have to be the loss of your child. It could be something it could be frustration. It could be, something that happened when you were a child, but if you don't heal from those things, you don't release them, you get a gun, you could possibly kill somebody or make a decision that will be life-changing. And so I'm on this mission, like, honestly, like just to help the world strut through it. And strut to me is standing tall, revealing your unadulterated truth. Like a lot of us are walking in pain because we're afraid of what the truth looks like, And so
say that acronym again, what it stands for.
The word strut is standing tall, revealing your unadulterated truth.
Revealing.
When I had to stand tall. I had to be able to strut in rooms, where I knew all eyes were going to be on me and not in a positive way. I became the lady whose son was killed, and I go being this person that's, not even about popularity, but, an influencer, and then now I didn't know what it was like to feel like really like a victim. And I felt myself like feeling like that. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Like, I'm like, and so it made me want to stand tall. Like, no, I'm not be that person. Like, I'm not going to let this win. And every time I found myself in that situation, I realized my body language. I was just like, okay, what is your body language saying? You know, I remember speaking at my first engagement and I was so broken. And when they sent me the picture, I could see the hurt in my body. I could see like that I was just completely defeated. And it was just like, nah, like you gotta, like you need to rise up. And you still can cry, like you're still gonna feel it, but you'll be able to strut through it. Meaning I'll be able to get through what I'm trying to do. But if I'm walking in it, it's gonna take over. Like, and that's in any situation. And so yes, it's runway therapy because it gives you a chance to release in a way where you're having a good time. You feeling like you got that old thing back, like how us women, like we all
get your groove back, right?
So, you know, like, you know, strutting through life, like knowing that you're the first conversation and that even if you're not saying anything, people are already sizing us up. So why not strut taking every step, knowing that we're still here, like thinking about what the story is, you know, like those are just chapters, like what's the story? And like, you know, and so that's how I live my life, you know, and that's what the strut means to me. So
let me tell you this. I don't know if any of you have ever wanted to be that girl that walked into the room and then all eyes turned to you. Anybody ever wanted to be that girl?
Yes.
No, just me and Lolita. That's it. Nobody. What does that say about us? Yeah, so, you know, I want to be that girl. So I tried after having a conversation with Lolita a couple of weeks ago. I said, I'm going to try that. I'm going to stand up tall. I'm going to put my shoulders back and I'm going to test this. Somebody said, feel free to unmute yourself, please. Thank you, Brianna. Anyway, and stand up tall and put my shoulders back and just walk, just kind of glide into this room and see what happens, right? And everybody looked at me. It's like really all eyes were on me, right? And so I'm like, that stuff works, right? So then I started trying to be a little bit more intentional about how I walk and how I carry myself, you know. And people always say, well, you carry yourself quite well, but no. But, you know, in your eyes, that may be, but in my own eyes, I know that I'm not, you know, so we know ourselves, you know, and so I thought that was really interesting that worked. I went over to Hampton University. They had an alumni event and it was maybe about 3-4 weeks ago now. And so it was out on the lawn by the water and everything. And there were people there and I just kind of walked up and just kind of looked around with my shoulders bent. I tested the theory to see if it worked, and it worked. And so people said, well, who are you? You know, that's what so, you know, it's really interesting. It was very interesting. And that was just me just playing around. But can you imagine?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And
yes, and so, you know, we all are business women. We are like Raina said, she's doing her artwork. Try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. And when you think about it, you know, a confident walk will attract opportunity. You know, a confident walk will make you walk in a room and people want to know your name because it's like, I wonder who that is. Like she has to be, you know? And so, you know, that's not in a vain way though. That's not a good way. You know, most of us are entrepreneurs, you know, and what better way to, you know, showcase that not only you're confident in your product, but in yourself, you know, why, you know, the artists, right? Okay. If you do an art exhibit, the more confident you are in what you do, the more confident people are going to be with purchasing or spending $10,000 because it's like you speak about it and you represent it in such a way. And so, like I said, this is for all walks of life. It doesn't have to be a model, but if you're a model, I'm going to teach you how to strut with grace and confidence and ownership, but also doing that same thing and letting the world be your runway, you know? And
I think I know just about everybody on here, and everybody on here is doing something, right? That Carmen is an author. She's written a book and I think she's writing a second one. Pamela she has her own business. She has a nonprofit. Sylvia is an entrepreneur. I don't know who Gloria is, so I better not say that. And then Sharon is an entrepreneur. So everybody on here is an entrepreneur. And so I think we all could benefit from that. Yeah. Really. I believe that very strongly. So, but you guys ask questions, please go for it.
I'm rewriting my book, my cooking book. I'm rewriting it. You know, I have a copy of it here. And I am just adding some new recipes and stuff like that. And I hope to have it ready soon. And I used to have a holistic center, running it from home, helping people with Reiki and energy healing and all that kind of stuff, and giving advice and meditation, you know. So I put that aside, and then health came back again with problems and challenges, not problems, challenges. Yeah, life
there
challenges.
You go.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that can help you with that, positioning that book and, you know, getting people to notice, okay, so who is that? Oh, you're an author? Yeah.
Yes. And I was able to go to 2 places to do some modeling. I used to be a speaker too with Passages Canada. And I used to go to the schools and stuff like that and talk about different topics. As a storyteller, I'm a storyteller. So yeah.
So yeah, you're already out there in the limelight, and so this could only further enhance what you're doing. Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody else want to ask questions or make a comment? Carmen, go ahead. But Carmen, we can't hear you. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, here I am. Okay. Good. I want to say that typically when I enter a room, I think about people in the room that I'm excited to meet. I really don't think about wanting the people to be excited about seeing me.
Maybe I'm a little bit vain, but anyway, go ahead.
No, but I see the advantage because people know that I'm going to come in and sit down, put my pocketbook down or whatever, and then I'm up. If the event hasn't started, I'm up and I'm all over the room. So is that advantageous, or is it the wrong approach? Should I wait for people to come to me? Because I'm here, there, everywhere.
Well, personally, I don't think there's a right or wrong. What I feel is that when you have control of yourself.
Yes.
You know? And so
I get very excited.
Instead of you don't have the control over the people. And so if I walked into a room and Oprah Winfrey's in that room, you know, well, of course, you know, I could hope that she sees me, or I could put myself in position and I don't have to walk up to her. I can just strut past her. I can give, I can have air about me where she's actually starting to wonder, who is that? Like, is this something from Hollywood? But if you're acting like, you know, it can actually, I just think that you have more of an advantage if you're only accountable and responsible for you. You know, the opportunity may not come and you can't wait for opportunity. Sometimes, well, all the time, you have to put yourself in position for it. And being in position is looking like who you're trying to attract.
Yeah, well,
or what you're trying to do.
When I go into a room, if I see Oprah, oh, there's Oprah. Hello, Oprah. You know, I am an extreme extrovert. So I immediately get filled with energy and excitement, and I'm all over the place. And sometimes I think, girl, sit down. You know. But I mean, I love people and I love to be with people. I love to talk with people. Yeah. So whenever I go back to Maryland and I go to church, I moved from there 3 years ago. I go to church, and by the time I enter, my heart starts to palpitate. Oh, there's
right. And I'm that way too, Carmen. When I come in, I like to hi, that sort of thing. But like I said, I tested that to see if that worked, and it worked. Okay.
It does work
Yes.
for me.
Yeah.
I tested it. So Miss Gloria Johnson, Miss Gloria said she's a singer, and she said Pamela invited her. So wow.
No, absolutely. Welcome. I'm glad that you joined us. But even singing, you got to strut on the stage. Like the show start when you get in front of the mic. The show starts when you're not even seen. And so even strutting through the anxiety of, what's going to happen. Like I'm a runway trainer, and every time I've done an event, a speaking engagement, I'm extremely nervous because no two audiences are the same. And so I have to remember to take a deep breath, to really get in position. So now once I strut through, like my first or two may be a little shaky with my voice, but now it's no stopping me. It's because I am strutting through it, and I'll talk about it as I'm doing it. I'll say, strutting through it can be as simple as being in front of a group of people and your anxiety is kicking like mine is doing right now. And you got to just remind yourself of your greatness and what your purpose is, and to keep doing it. And then relating to it, they're like, oh my God, but that's my moment at that moment, Yeah. So,
it's a beautiful thing.
When your posture changes, your mindset changes, and so that's kind of what it's about. Like if you find yourself in a funk, I always tell people, check your posture. Don't try to change the way you feel, because if you try to do that and you're still here, it's never going to go away. You got to get here and try to change it, because now once you're here, it's hard to be down when you stand and tall. Try it, when you see people,
that's powerful,
and so that's just, when you just think about the power of the strut, man. I'm talking people who get into situations of becoming victims of human trafficking or abduction. The victim, the predator always looks for a weak body language, a body language that you can approach me. But when you're like this, it's like a warrior. It's like, okay, I'm probably have to fight for my life with this one. And so let me go ahead and leave her alone. I will be her. I'm her. And so my strut has saved me in situations where I'm walking alone in the garage. I'm by myself. But I know that whatever you're going to see is you're going to see power and authority. You're not going to see weakness, and so it's so many levels to this that,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's so many levels to it. I could go on and on, but I'm going to stop right there.
It is like a change. It's the presence. It's it's a shift that happens.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like power. Power is there. Power is with me.
Yeah,
that's the thing. When I go out, wherever I go, people, wherever I am, just wanted to say hello. And it's like something like, it's energetic. It's something in the energy. I don't know. It's something interesting. Yes.
I never really thought about it as a safety issue, but I like that aspect of it too. I never really thought about it as that issue, as that, that from that perspective. Yeah. So,
and, even if you want to think about it like this, like, have you ever had anyone just walk up to you and say, hey, is everything okay? Or are you all right? And you're like, yes. And they're like, you sure? Well, it's not because they're guessing or it's a coincidence, because they're reading your body language. And even in just like a simple situation like that, like when we start paying attention to people, that's how we can identify when people are walking in something. It's not just about strutting through it. It's about being able to see when somebody's literally walking in something. And taking it back to the person who killed my son. When he came to court, he came alone. He had a grandmother with him, no mother, no father. He's only 19 years old. But the amount of pain that I saw him walking in, it was just the way, just everything that you could just see it. It was so obvious that you knew that this was more than a killer. This was a hurt kid. This was a kid who had been let down, because where's your mother doing a situation where this is your life on the line and she's not even here? And so it made me start thinking about, what was his life like as a child? Like, was there something that he didn't heal from? Like, did he hate the world or people who had their moms? Like, you just don't know, but the amount of pain that I saw him walking in was like, man, how did people miss this? How did we miss it? And it happens, like, and now I start really paying attention to people when I see, like, there was a situation, this is just one more, but I was at an event and I saw something that I was just watching body language. because now that's who I've become. And I saw something that just didn't look right. The way moving was like with a sense of urgency, and it was very like whispery, and everything just looked like it was a plot. And I told my friend, I'm like, let's walk over here. I was like, I just feel like something's gonna happen. And she's like, oh, you're paranoid. She's like, she called me a grandma actually, because she's younger than me. Like, grandma home. And in 2 minutes, a fight broke out that was vicious. And we got out, and she got in the car, and she's like, how did you know that? And I'm like, I saw them walk in the anger. I saw it. It was just like, and so when you start looking, you actually see it. And so, like I said, the power of the strut is like, it's changed my life, like, honestly.
Wow. Incredible. Really incredible. I think Gloria said she was having some problems unmuting herself. So can you unmute now, Gloria? Like we have a new person to join us.
Hello, welcome.
How you doing? Anything you want to say? You can unmute yourself if you like. Okay. All right. So Lolita, tell us, so do you have a program? Is that what this is about? Tell us about your event coming up though in Columbia first, and how we can access that.
Yeah. And so every year I do I call it the Empowerment Fashion Experience. It's called Strut Talk, the show, A Son for My Son. And we honor mothers of murdered children. We also highlight those who have lost their lives to gun violence, domestic violence, and just any senseless tragedy at the hands of a hurt person. So it's always bigger than this gun. We really want to talk about, helping people to heal through this, through my story, showing people what strutting through it really looks like. And we raise funds each year to give back to victims and the survivors. So a lot of people who are no longer with us, they had children. My son didn't have a child, but he was very giving. And so, that show is on October 16th. It's happening in Columbia, South Carolina. But do have the virtual edition. Also ways that you can donate if you want to, be a part of, just being a part of the change. Virtual tickets are only $20, and your donation can be whatever it is that you find in your heart to do. But we are a 501c3 nonprofit. And so, we're just thriving for greatness. Like, honestly, it's a sad situation, but somebody has to talk about it. Somebody has to, bring light to it. And I've lost 3 family members in the last 4 years, but all like my children. And so it's like, I've been hit 3 times, but it's not about, the loss. This is about the gain. And that trust, understand that he already knew the plan, it's already written. And so even when you don't understand it, we do have to realize that they're just chapters. Think about all the other chapters that we had that were bad, and we got through them. And so strutting through it is just that reminder, that you can keep strutting with whatever comes your way, believe that.
Hey, Pam.
Hey.
How are you?
All right, how are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Nice seeing you too. Glad to be here.
Yes. So any questions from the group?
Yes, bring them on.
Well, Marsha, I'm going to jump in now because I'm sitting here and I'm listening to Lolita, and to reveal the common thing we have in solidarity, I guess we'd say, is that we both have lost sons. And I don't know how long your journey has been. Mine has been 8 years. And 6?
Yes, 6 yesterday.
Okay. You did say an anniversary you had recently, and those are hard, even when it's been whatever time it's been.
Yeah.
But knowing that kind of loss up close and personal is one that no one ever needs to have to experience. But we know that it's happening because it's happening across this country. It's happening everywhere. And I'm listening to some other things that you shared, and I love I love the strut. I mean, that is amazing. That is amazing. I began my nonprofit. My son was murdered in 2014, and I began my nonprofit in 2015. I thought, but I realized after that first meeting of what I call our survivors that I was not ready, because as Ayan Van Zant says, I had not done my work. Mm-hmm. So I put everything to the side and I focused on me. Yeah. And so that was time that I needed, because we had to shortly thereafter go to trial and all of those things. And what I realized, and I'm sure you have too, is that there's so much that you need to know that you don't know when you experience this kind of loss.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure like our experience was, we had people trying to interview us. We had people coming at us from all different directions with different things. So I was concerned that other family, know what to do, when to do, and how, and the resources. Mm-hmm. So that's been my mission for my nonprofit. It's called Son One. And that was a pet name that I had for my son. He loved it. He always thought it was special. He was our oldest. And, he was 31 when he was killed. And so in memory of him, Son One became Survivors of the Nameless, Organized, Necessary, and Engaged. So it has taken shape finally, because I had to ask for spiritually some things to be moved out of the way.
Yes.
So and God has been faithful, and He has done those things. And I know that 8 is the number of completion. So I do know that this is the season that it's taking off like it's supposed to. So I'm thankful for that. But I would love to talk with you about how we might collaborate on some things, because we're in a group that nobody wants to be in, but we're in it just the same. And one more thing that you mentioned that was impactful when you said Colombia. Do you have ties there, or
in Colombia, South?
Yes.
Well, I've been living here for like 14 years.
Wow. Amazing.
It's so funny because I'm still like a person that people are like, oh, you just moved here? Right. Working, but it's kind of like, I know who I know, but this is my home. And I just travel everywhere else and do work. But I'm here because this is where God told me to stay. Like I came here because I was trying to save myself. Newport News was pretty rough, and this was like a slower environment. And I was doing a great job, and my son went home for a visit and got killed. And so, praying on it, I'm like always trying to say I'm about to move, but God still has years, so I'm just being patient.
Right. Well, that was the piece when you said that, because I do believe in divine providence, that things line up just as they should. And when Marsha made the statement, because I know her heart and who she is in terms of connecting people. And then I thought, wow, I'm like, Lord, you put this in motion for some reason. So I'm just going to listen for the connections. And another one is that I'm actually from South Carolina. I lived in Columbia for probably about 18 more years.
Wow.
Okay. So, and
so listen, we're connected though. That is because I'm a strong believer in that. Right now, my ears ringing, like right when you said that. And, I'm so serious. Like sometimes I can't really have a conversation with people, but when you've like lost someone, there's so many like I always tell people, this is our sons connecting us. Like I believe in stuff like that.
How about that?
Our sons,
I do believe in things like that too. Yeah.
That's very powerful.
Yeah.
things happen where it's like, how do you know me? How did you find me from Arizona? And I'm like, oh, you know what? I already know how my son is. My son probably was like, hey, yo, my mom know how to make reach out to me. It's mind blowing. And so like I could go on and on about this too, because literally I kept hearing spirit like ask me, like I wanted to ask you, like, what's your son's name? What's your son's birthday? And that's when I really like I'm trying to find that connection also. And so they like just saying that, I'm like, this is awesome.
Isn't that amazing? I mean,
that is amazing.
It's just we just can't even know the power of the creator.
That's exactly right.
Man, thank you. That is
Thank you. I look forward to connecting with you because that's home. My hometown is in the Aiken, South Carolina County area. That let's see, it's about 50 something miles from Columbia and right across the bridge from Augusta, Georgia. So that's home for me. So I look forward to connecting with you. And I thank Marsha because this is so like her. She makes connections all the time. She's one of the most resourceful people I know. And I'm so glad to counter.
Well, thank you for saying that. But you know, it was funny when she told me her story. I was like, oh my God, my first thought was Pam. I said, I need to connect you guys. I'm going to figure out how to do that. But but it was actually Jackie who connected me with her. And like I said, I saw her on the event and there was a video. I'm like, oh my God, why am I not there? Because it looked like it was fun. You know, I was thinking about the fun part. You know how I am. I was thinking about the fun part, but then I heard the backstory. So, but so now, you know, it's about 8:00. We said we were going to end at 8:15. So we might want to, Lolita, I'm going to leave it up to you. Are we ready to teach us a little something?
Oh yeah, and so I do want to let you guys know real quick that I did write this book. This is a mantra journal. It's called Strut Through It. It's Stretch Your Way to a Happier You. And it's kind of what got me through like my hard times. Like I'm very positive. I remind myself a lot. And so it's mantras, and then there's an exercise, and then you can journal about it. And so it's not a typical book because this is like you freeing yourself in your own space. And I just want to read one of these to you, if you don't mind, before we go to the strut. All right. And so this mantra that it shows for today is called Now is the Time. And it says, today is the day. Yes, I'm talking to you. As you prepare to strut in your greatness, the only thing that you should be focused on is the now, because it's the only time that matters. It's time for you to stop putting your hopes and dreams on hold, waiting for things to be perfect, when in all actuality, the time is now. We have allowed our past and society to put a timestamp on when our greatness should be achieved based on several factors. Too young to get started? Too young to get started. I was on a roll, right? Too old to complete it. Too old to complete it. Or perhaps simply feeling like our time is up when in all actuality, the time is now. We must eliminate those limited beliefs that were forced into our lives and ask ourselves the question, do I believe that it's too late, or has the world made me feel this way? If you are reading this or listening to this, it confirms that you still can pursue your passions, fulfill your hopes, and make your dreams a reality. Today is the perfect day to start that new project, to mend a relationship, break that bad habit, or make the decision that you've been avoiding. Or it could be just something simple like trying a new hairstyle or restaurant, but you get the point. Stop dwelling on the past and focus on this new day. A new day to plant seeds and to watch them grow. A new day to start. In this moment, nothing else matters. Make the commitment to yourself to do it now. Okay? Woo-hoo. Exercise really quick.
That's beautiful.
That is amazing.
Create a dream board. I want you guys to find a quiet space to relax and reflect on your own time. Take a couple deep breaths, close your eyes, and imagine what your happiness and success look like. In your journal, write down what you envision. And now take a moment to go online and just find and save the images to create a vision board just to help you stay motivated towards what we're trying to do, what we are, what we're destined to do, And so, yes, I just wanted to. So, yes, this is available.
And where can we get your book, Lolita?
Amazon and also Target. And it's called Strut Through It. Through is THR. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is turn my camera off so I can go get to the runway. because I'm at home.
And do me a favor if you can put your social media sites in the chat for us.
Okay, I definitely do that.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, that I didn't know about that. And I love that quote. And if I may, I want to use it on some of my quotes on my social media, and I would definitely cite you. So don't worry about that. Okay.
That's perfectly fine.
All right. Okay.
And so
Sharon, you're awfully quiet. Sylvia, you awfully quiet. What's going on with you guys?
It's been a long day for Sylvia.
Girl, let's not even talk about long day. I think I was up at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like it was Christmas or something.
Here in North Carolina. So thinking about.
Do you have bad weather?
Not right now.
Okay.
Like calmness here, but they say it's coming.
Right before the storm. Yep.
Yeah. Calm before the storm.
Yeah.
But I'd like to suggest to Lolita and Pamela. Those were the two ladies who were talking about the deaths of their
sons. Yes.
I totally am in sync with them, and my heart is with them. And because I lost a son-in-law, a niece, and 6 friends, one after the other. And at the loss of my son-in-law, the way he was like missing for 8 days, then found in a mortuary, in a morgue. And my heart sank. I lost physical energy. I lost emotional energy. But you know what picked me back up? I read chapter of a book written not by these two men, the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. The book was an interview of these two men, and the men who interviewed them wrote the book. That book helped me to just rise. The book of love.
Oh, the
so
book
I
of
recommend
love.
the book of love.
The book of love.
The book of love.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carmen.
It's something that really hits us very hard. My brother drowned in 1998, and I was already here in Canada, and I couldn't go to the funeral or anything like that. So they had to bury him right away when they found him 3 days later, and floating in the water. And it was very painful for me having to grieve far away from my family. I was always like the pillar of the family, the one that was there to always console and help the rest of everyone. And then the same year for Christmas, I went home, and my mother, because she was ill, she had PTSD and stuff like that, and anxiety, and she suffered a lot. And I remember the first night that I got there, she came to my room where I was staying, and she hugged me and I started crying. And I just said, just cry for as long as you want to. And I sat on the bed, and she lay on the bed and put her head on my lap. And she said, I have not been able to grieve you, brother. You are the only one that helped me to heal. And having you here, I feel that I need to grieve and to let go of all of this. And I was there sitting with her, holding her head and letting her talk and wiping her tears for more than 5 hours. And I could see the change in her after going through that process. And I was just there, like being a spirit, and letting her heal that part of herself. and it is something profound. I have a cousin, her son also died of a heart attack very young. After my mom died, now in 2012, I went to her house and we talked, and she cried and talked and cried. And she said that, Reina, you have something that help people to release the pain and the sorrow and everything that they're holding inside. And by the time that I left, she was so like crying, saying to me, you have no idea how you have helped my soul in this week that you have spent with me. And it's because I help people to heal. Whatever the spirit in me help people to do that. And I thank God for it.
Yes.
The people can release any pain that they are going through. And that's why I am working on traumas and stuff like that, and learning on being more informed so that I can see what I can do to help some other people that are dealing with so much pain. Holding pain is not easy.
Yes, it is true.
And
so,
should guys for sharing that too, because I definitely want to get the book of love, and just for sharing your stories. So are we okay? Like, do we have space for guys? Are you guys gonna walk also?
Yes, I am.
I have to.
All right.
Are you with me, Pam?
We're gonna do. If you
Okay, Gloria.
Yes. and so really, you can stay in front of your camera for right now. I'm gonna tell you what to do. I'm gonna demonstrate, and then we'll do it together. Okay. All right. And the thing about a strut is your posture has to be together, right? And so you make sure that your shoulders are back. And so you heard the saying, the weight of the world on your shoulders. So I always say, go ahead and roll your shoulders back, and you're gonna think as tall as possible, right? And so now your chest is out. This is like Wonder Woman. Only thing is her hands are here, we're here, right?
Right.
All of us deserve to feel that way. So our shoulders are back, our chest is out.
I'm going to get a gallery view so I can see as many people as I can. And Brianna, can you take a picture of us?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. And everybody,
is my chest out too
far? Okay, let me fix the girls. No, I'm joking.
It looks like my boobs are
if you're doing it right, all you do is just put your arms behind your back like this, right under your butt.
Okay.
And so that's what the position is. Your shoulders are back, your chest is out, and now just relax them. Just release your arms. Like slow, okay? And so now your chin is out, and that's because we have no reason to look down. Now you want it up, but not too far up, so it's going to be eye level. All right? Arms are going to be like just slightly relaxed. You want to make sure your core is tight. Now, ladies, that doesn't mean have a six-pack overnight. That means we're going to control those that we all have in there. This is going to keep you structured. When you walking into a room, this is how people stop. How you're not clumsy looking. Like now, this is like she's together. She's focused. All right. Your core is tight, and now your mind is right. We got to start thinking about what life is about. Really being intentional about when we take our steps. Okay. And so we're going to place one foot in front of the other. And this is going to be about gliding with confidence, right? So our shoulders are back, our chest is out, our chin is up, our fingers are relaxed, our core is tight, our mind is right, and we're going to start with our left foot. And so my left foot is slightly bent, okay? And so I do a slight lean back, and that's just so you don't fall forward. And I'm going to walk down, and what we're going to do is I'm going to turn right. My right arm is going to go to the camera. And now I'm going to step to my left, and I'm going to switch arms. And now I'm going to do both arms. And this is how okay? So I'm going to walk it through so you can see what it looks like, if everybody can look. And I'll put some music on real quick.
Okay, let me make you bigger. Hold 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, now.
All right, so let me get some. All right, ladies. And so I'm in position. In 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, strut. I'm walking. I'm strutting. I'm walking. I'm turning. Pose. And pose.
Oh, wait a minute. Pose. And pose. All right. And did you back up? Because I lost you in the camera. Did you back up?
Can I?
No, I said, did you? I kind of lost you in the camera. Okay. Do it again.
Okay. And so what we're going to do from where we are, we're all going to walk towards our camera. Okay. Just a couple steps. We'll just do 3 steps. All right. And so make sure your shoulders are back. You're feeling confident, reminding yourself of how beautiful you are, that this is your story. So ladies, everybody on their left foot, 6, 7, strut. Slow it down, turn to the camera, put the right arm up. Okay, and now turn and switch arms to your left arm. A nice glide around. Yes, all the way around, right? And now turn to the middle, both arms. Let me see both. So we know the moves now, right? Let's do it one more time. One more time. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're not even gonna walk. We're gonna step turn. I'm gonna say, lady, step turn. When you step turn, put your right arm up, okay? So everybody lean back, arms down. I need a confident look on your face. Your left foot is forward. Ladies, 6, 7, step turn, right arm up. Everybody turn to the camera. Ladies, turn, switch arms. Yes, ladies, I need y'all to feel it. Ladies, turn both arms. Okay, so y'all looking great. We're gonna do it one more time, but we gotta put some attitude behind it.
Into it. Okay.
Okay, I need to get back to like when you felt the best in your life. You know, think about your new life. Think about this new version of yourself and really own it. The only way people are gonna believe your confidence is if you believe it. Okay, and so we know what the moves are. Everybody knows their right hand. Our right hand is going to turn straight to the camera. Okay, we're going to switch around, left and then middle. So let's do it with some attitude. Okay, and so we're going to take 4 steps. So lean back, get in position, and just listen to the sound of my voice. 6, 7, strut. Slow it down, turn and put your right arm up. Yes, ladies. Now turn and switch arms. Keep it graceful. Okay. Look back at the. I keep trying to give me both arms. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And if you want to get fancy with it, it's 2 steps back. 1, 2.
Oh, that's what you were doing. 2 steps back. Okay.
And you do 1, 2, and walk away. Do y'all want some music? And let's just really do this like it's a fashion show.
Yes, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's just do it.
I want y'all to go ahead and make sure you have at least 4 to 6 steps to take. If you have 6, that's perfect. Go ahead and get into your position. Now, if you have 4, you can walk in place for the last 2. And just when I say slow down, turn, just turn with me, okay? Let's do this with intent. And so every time we turn, our face is on the camera. Each time, okay? All right, let's get this music going. Ladies, in 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, strut and go. Keep it confident, slow it down, turn and show me your right arm. Yes, ladies, turn and switch arms. Let's give it to them. Now turn to the middle, both arms. Step back 2 times. Bam, bam, we out of here.
Yes,
that's awesome. That's awesome. You guys, this isn't about becoming
excellent.
This isn't about becoming a model
that was
or
fun.
any of those things. What this is about, and I'm sorry, I just lost my light. But what this is about is feeling what it feels like. You know, for you guys to be able to feel that confidence, you know, feel what we all deserve to feel every day. You know, being a grandma is not the easiest thing because that means that we're getting older, we're aging, things are changing. And that's a very hard thing. I'm learning that right now. Like, oh my God, you know, somebody asked me the other day, was my friend my daughter? And I almost lost my mind. I'm like, what? But I had to realize that what they were saying was that she just looks young. She looks young. So she looks 20 and maybe I look 40, you know, but she was 40. So I was like, what the heck are you? But with that, we all can remind ourselves that the only way that you get old is that you have to live. My son died at 1 year old. And I know that he would have wanted to get old, you know, and so every day that we wake up, it's a blessing. It's something that we all are aiming to do. We all are aiming to grow older and wiser, and to be confident in who you are. You know what I'm saying? Even if it looks different, feels different. Start getting to that new version of ourselves, because if we don't, we will lose it. We will lose it, and it'll be gone forever. And so we have to use it before we lose it.
Yeah.
Use it before you lose it.
That's also a mantra.
I like that.
Yeah, we say that in early childhood all the time when we refer to brain development, right, Carmen?
Yeah.
Use it or lose it. Yeah.
That's right. Use it or lose it. Yep. Great.
Yeah.
So, this was exciting.
This was a very beautiful experience. You know, even looking at you ladies, you know, it's motivation for me. Like, you know, like I said, the word grandma alone freaked me out.
Right.
And I'm just like, you know, like I'm still out here, but even having this organization, Marsha, what it's doing is showing people that all aspire to be grandmas.
Yes.
Everyone to be a grandma. And so we're showing it what it looks like, that we're creative, that we're entrepreneurs, and that we're still going, and that we're strutting through whatever's coming our way. You know, we are the examples. And so I appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity to be a part of what you're a part of. And I appreciate, you know, your support. And for the moms for Dante who lost your son, I would love to honor your son at my show as well as you. And it can be virtual. You can be a virtual honoree, but I can also say your son's name and put him on a slideshow right with my baby, because this connection is all them and none of us, and all of God. You know what I'm saying? It's just beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lolita. So now, how often should we practice this? Because I'm going to get my strut back. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm determined to get my strut.
I'm a lifestyle. This really has to be a lifestyle. It's like, you know, just getting in proper position. When you think about proper position, you're thinking about your foundation, right? If the foundation is not strong, and remember I told you we do stuff like this. This is also associated with bone health.
I was going to say, it's almost like exercise.
Yes. When you think about your core being tight, that means that you're doing a constant workout every day. When you're working your legs out, your butt out. So people are like, how do you stay in shape? Well, I strut. And I strut everywhere I go. And so I make my muscles move. I really focus on what my delivery is. And at the end of the day, like a workout within itself. And so my thing is, do it and understand that even when you're not opening your mouth, when you're not saying one word, the world is you're already having a conversation. Now you can just really be intentional with that conversation and let it be out and authority. And not that you're tired and your feet hurt and you just wish you work right now.
That's good.
That is beautiful. Yeah. So thank you. Now don't forget to put
that's probably the best strut through it example that most women understand. Like you're at it, you're looking good, your feet are burning, but you can't go out like that. Like I gotta strut through this pain until they don't see me. And then
I always say the devil is a lie. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
But don't forget to put your social media information in the chat. And so tell me this. I would love to do this again, but I want to hear what other people have to say. I would love to. I'm big on classes and stuff like that. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm big on that because I'm a professor myself. So of course I love teaching and that sort of thing. So I was wondering if people may be interested in doing kind of a session, a class, an actual class around this, and maybe on Zoom even, because you're in one place and we're all in different places. So.
This is the thing. If we plan this properly, I can come right to where you are. If most people are in one location, we can do it that way. We can bring it to wherever you need it, to be honest, but it's definitely an experience to have and just to be a part of, you know?
Yes. I'd love to, we're getting ready to do homecoming, right? Pam, are you going to homecoming?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so I was telling her we need to do a strut at homecoming, especially on the football field, the tailgate.
Wow,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Start some
What
trouble.
you
You
think,
gotta
Sylvie? What you think, Sharon?
Oh,
Definitely.
grandma's at homecoming.
Yes, honey. Yes. Yes.
And you know
And
what?
Carmen, you right there in Raleigh. You could come too.
No,
Okay.
what's really awesome about that too is like to show people that like age doesn't stop you from going to homecoming.
Hello.
You know,
Yes.
there's something for everybody to do. Like, and sometimes people really like they forget that because they haven't reached this yet. They don't understand this, but we can make it the new norm. You know,
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I love you, girl. Oh my God. Yes, yes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. Okay.
in the group.
Okay.
So, like I said, I would love to have your guys' support, and I would be honored to come there and to do like our own session. But we can meet until that time comes.
Yes.
It's a good way to empower and inspire each other, because we all go through hard times. And right now, like I said, this is picking me up. You may think I'm picking you up, but you're picking me up too. And so that's what sisterhood is about. And so I'm appreciative to just for this whole evening, you know, this whole event. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lolita. This was fun.
Marsha,
Yes, Pam. Yes.
You know, I have space available into December. If you know, if you want to do anything there.
Oh, that's right. Now, okay, now I have to ask you about December, but that's another conversation. I won't put you on blast. But yeah, okay. And she's in Norfolk, Lolita.
I'm from Williamsburg, Virginia. I come home. I literally have been home 3 times a month. It's only one drive. I take a gas. Like if I have to be there, I'm there. It's like a perfect excuse to see my mom and my dad.
Oh, wow. That would be awesome, Pam. Let's talk offline, okay?
Okay.
Okay, excellent. Definitely. Okay. All right, ladies. So thank you so much for joining us. This was fun. Thank you, Lolita. And we will definitely stay in touch.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you. We enjoyed it.
Remember, guys. Love you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank